Good afternoon, everybody. Either Amy or Noel, who wants to lead us in the pledge? Noel does, I guess.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. And get a chance to kind of say hi to each other if you haven't yet. But I do want to get today. Lorena, do you want to introduce the kids again?
So we have Maureen, our inbound exchange, and then we have our Emma, Larry, Clifford, and Sonora babies.
Welcome. No guests, no guests, no guests. I don't know if we consider your mom a guest anymore.
Not anymore, Ryan.
Mark, yes.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mackenzie Bristow. She is an outbound exchange student from this club, 1992.
Wow.
Back to visit.
Not to put you on the spot, Mackenzie, but you've presented to us as well. Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
I remember.
I really enjoyed that presentation. It's great to have people come back and talk about their experience. We like the kids. They like the big kids too.
Thank you,
So I just want to say good afternoon and welcome to our, again, this is us. This is all because of us, the weather we've been having for the last 6 weeks, I get to say every week. It's been awesome. I do think it's going to probably change again, but if it keeps coming back for a little bit.
Now that ends up, that means the rains are coming.
Yeah, but we need it. I don't know if anybody saw pictures of Mount Hood today on their news feed. It's scary. There's dirt patches, up by the glaciers. So, yeah, we definitely need some snowpack, to mitigate some issues in the summertime and fall. Actually, I guess maybe a lot of our issues coming in the fall, but enjoy the weather, but still do your little rain dances if you can. Again, February's theme is Peace and Conflict Prevention Month, so I hope people have been able to get to see some of the Olympics and see some of the great things happening there. And Stephanie and I were just talking about how much fun it is to watch those types of sporting events, sometimes more than a professional, although we love the Super Bowl too. But it's neat to see them being so supportive of each other and coming together from all around the world. A special thanks to our greeters, Amy and Noel. Thank you so much. Our cleanup team, whoever is able to stick around, Tanya and Mom again. Great lunch. I really enjoyed the avocado. Somebody was talking about how they didn't want the avocado. A bigger part. That was great. And thanks again to John as well as Julia for doing our IT and our bookkeeping over there. It's great to see everybody and extend a warm greeting to our guest, I guess back, Mackenzie. We're excited today to have our own Guy Faust with an update and presentation on our ongoing microplastic beach cleanup program, of which we are all a part of, whether you go out there with the screen and hit the beach and are shaking microplastics and putting them in your bucket, or because if you're not doing that, you're still supporting the people that do that. Everybody in the club chips in and supports that financially. So you're also supporting with your finances on that, getting the word out to other clubs. Guy's been working on that a lot, as well as getting the word out to our community at large. But before we welcome Guy, I want to have Mark come up, and he's going to talk about our grant application flyer that's a form that's on the tables. So please welcome Mark.
Just really quick, to answer the question, how do I get money from Rotary? Very simple, fill out a grant application, instructions on how to do this on the back. I put a copy on all the tables for you to take a look at, and there's a supply in the reader basket. But this is a way that we can be fair to all concerned. and evaluate all the requests that we get. That does not include if we happen to have something in a meeting that we, out of like, just a short time, just want to go ahead and donate to, that's fine. But this is for the big things for the Rotary Club as a whole. So it's here. We stole this from another club, but so far it's worked out. We've done about 3 or 4 of them. And it helps the board a lot to have this information in front of us. Any questions?
It's on our website.
No,
I can put it there.
I'll send it to you.
There'll be a charge. Do I need you to help me? He's the one with protocol.
It'd be nice because some of us get approached, by outfits that we're part of or that know us. If we could just direct them to our website, to the form, because you're probably not gonna be carrying these around with you. So if we could do that, that'd be great. And, also that means we're kind of treating everybody the same, and they're getting the same information, so. And also they'll see the other stuff on our website, hopefully. So with that, then I will, please join me in welcoming Guy Faust, our own. I'm not gonna do an introduction because we all know him. So thank you, Guy, and for our presentation.
Well, it looked extremely rocky for the Mudville 9 that day. Scored it 4-2, but with an inning left to play, and when Cooney died at first and Burroughs did the same, a sickly silence fell upon patrons of the game. Straggling few got up to go, leaving them the rest with the hope that springs eternal in the human breast. For they thought if only Casey could get a whack at that, well, they'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. Now, you may be wondering what reciting the poem Casey at the Bat has to do with microplastic. And the answer is absolutely nothing. But the first rule of giving a presentation is to get the audience's attention. So hopefully I now have your attention, because in the next few minutes, we're gonna go through 4 things. First, you're gonna see a video. Next, I'm gonna tell you what we plan to do with that video. Third thing, I'll give you kind of an update of what we have planned for this summer. And the 4th thing is I'm gonna ask for your help. So let's start with the video. This isn't just any video. This is the Rotary Club of Newport's video. It's a production of Cecil B. Faust. It has starring Amy and Rob Thompson with a cameo experience or presentation from Diane. Now, what we're going to do with this video is it's basically 6 minutes. But we've turned the 6 minutes into a 16-minute video with the clock ticking. And that clock ticking is when groups, small groups, are discussing 2 questions. We're sending this out to the 62 some clubs in our district. And so after they watch the 6-minute video, which you guys will see, then they'll break into small groups. And they'll have 2 questions that they're going to discuss. Question number 1, will you sponsor a cleanup day, a work cleanup day on the Oregon coast? This is what we're asking of their club. The other question is, will you as an individual help us get the word out? Basically, we're asking them to just forward our 5-minute video to other folks. And so that's what we're going to start off with. So go ahead, John. And then what we're going to do is fast forward through the clock ticking and watch the
A garbage truck's worth of plastic enters our ocean. This plastic ultimately becomes microplastic, causing lasting harm to birds, marine wildlife, and human beings. Humans are uniquely responsible for ocean pollution and have been causing massive damage for over 50 years. We, as human beings, have caused this problem, and only we can solve it. Protecting the environment is the latest core cause of Rotary International. In response to this cause, the Rotary Club of Newport, Oregon, developed the Microplastic Beach Cleanup Initiative in 2020. Let's take a closer look at this initiative.
Oregon boasts one of the most magnificent and scenic coastlines in the world. Home to diverse marine wildlife, a variety of birds, and a rich ecosystem, Oregon beaches stretch approximately 362 miles along the beautiful Pacific Ocean. Appreciating this treasured natural wonder is a joy to millions of residents and visitors each year. But there has been a difficult reality that we've also had to face in recent years. Our human presence is leaving a lasting negative impact. Anyone spending time on Oregon beaches has likely noticed a terrible and abundant addition of plastics littering the high tide line. Unlike natural elements, plastics never decompose, but only break down into smaller and smaller pieces. This is what is known as microplastics and microfibers. Unfortunately, microplastics have many negative impacts to wildlife, humans, and ecosystems.
Single-use plastics are a huge problem, and societies are battling it worldwide. The majority of our plastics are recyclable. They're lightweight, flying into our waterways and littering our landscapes. Microplastics have been found around the world, in and out of the ocean, from Mount Everest to the Mariana Trench. And sadly, will continue to pollute our Earth for thousands of years.
Not only are microplastics an unsightly litter, they don't decompose, not ever. Unlike wood products that decompose naturally in the environment, petrochemical companies make microplastics. Those plastics absorb toxins and eventually find their way into living tissue. Marine wildlife often mistake microplastics as food, causing malnourishment, as well as entanglement in their digestive systems. People are impacted by microfibers because they find their way into municipal water systems. What makes microplastic even more of a problem is they are difficult to collect and remove.
Fortunately, there are solutions to this toxic problem, which are now making it easier to filter and eliminate microplastic from our beaches. One solution is made of a microscreen fastened between two handles, which enables two people to quickly filter thousands of pieces of microplastic debris from the sand. In smaller areas, a sieve is used to filter and remove these particles.
It's really eye-opening to unearth the volume of plastics on what appears to be a clean beach. People really enjoy doing this because each scoop creates instant gratification. Look at all this stuff. We saved it.
The Rotary Club of Newport salutes Surfrider and Salt for leading the cleanup of Oregon beaches for many years. Now we are proud to join their efforts by focusing on the microplastic problem.
Making an impact is what the Rotary Club of Newport's Beach Cleanup Initiative is aiming to do. Explorer and environmentalist Robert Swan said, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. We all have a part to play, preserving and protecting the environment we live in." The Rotary Club Beach Cleanup Initiative is a great way to contribute to that solution. But we can't do it alone. We're asking everyone to do something. You can help us in 3 important ways.
The first way you can help is with your time. Spend 2 hours on the beach with other volunteers, scooping littered sand onto screens to filter and collect microplastics. You might discover that some friendly competition makes it fun. Volunteering your time is easy. Visit www.rotaryclubofnewport.org/volunteer. Pick a date and sign up. Encourage your friends, neighbors, and member organizations to sign up as well. We will be cleaning beaches every day this summer. The second way you can help is also easy, with your voice. Use social media or your next conversation to spread the word to friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, and other people you know. By doing this, You're helping us to recruit more volunteers for beach cleanup activities. The third way you can help is with your donation. With your $100 donation, you'll sponsor one day of beach cleanup by others. Donating for a beach day cleanup is also easy. Visit www.rotaryclubofnewport.org and select the donate button. We'll securely process your donation, which will result in a cleaner beach. Join our efforts to preserve this magnificent natural wonder we're fortunate to call home. Volunteer, donate, and encourage everyone to visit us online at www.rotaryclubofnewport.org and click volunteer to learn more about the Rotary Club of Newport's Beach Cleanup Initiative today. See you on the beach.
But the action counts, and it all adds up. When one volunteer removes 1 pound of microplastic from our beaches, they are removing a pound that won't be circulating in our environment for the next 100 to 1,000 years. The question for all Rotary clubs is how many volunteers can we inform and engage? For the next 8 to 10 minutes, we'd like to invite you to do the following. First, we'd like to ask you to form small groups of 5 to 6 people. Next, identify your group facilitator recorder. This is the person whose birthday is closest to January 1st. Once in your group and your facilitator has been identified, we'd like to ask you to discuss the following 2 questions. First, should our Rotary Club donate to sponsor a day of microplastic beach cleanup? If so, at what funding level? Sponsorship is typically funded by a $100 or $200 donation. Next, how many members of your group are willing to share our 5-minute microplastic beach cleanup initiative video on their social media? Group facilitators are asked to read the first question on the screen and discuss for 6 minutes. Then, when the screen moves to the second question, please read and discuss this question. The screen will let you know when to move on. When you're ready, let's begin.
Yes, I'm moving on.
Time's up. Hope you had a good discussion. The Rotary Club of Newport wishes to thank you for your consideration and support in helping eliminate harmful microplastics from our oceans. Our hope is to share both our experience and potential resources with other coastal clubs. We ask that your club help us expand this microplastic initiative. In closing, we think this thought by environmentalist and explorer Robert Swan is worth repeating. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it.
Last week, we were at Corvallis, and there was about 20, I think, some different clubs there.
Well, yeah, 15 or so.
And they gave me 3 minutes to make a pitch on this. And the first thing I did is I said, how many of your clubs have a director of environmental services? That's my title. There was 1 hand that went up, and it was Rick. And out of the 62 clubs, I don't think there's more than 4 or 5 people doing anything green or environmental. And this is the latest cause or focus of the Rotary Club International is protect the environment. So what I'm relying on is what I call Rotary guilt, because if they're not doing anything locally, then this is an easy way for them to contribute, to do something to protect the environment, and check a box saying we did something green. We will find out whether or not that works. what we want to do, as that video showed, is we want to do more than just get microplastic off of Agate Beach. We want to see if we can spark something, raise enough money where we can help jumpstart some of these other clubs. And not every Rotary Club, there's 10 different Rotary clubs on the Oregon coast, may want to do this. But there might be surf rider clubs, or there might be salt folks, there might be other folks willing to do it. And so anyway, we're going to see where this goes. Let me first talk about our summer plan. We have two target markets. One is the locals. And so what we're trying to do is to get 20 different sponsors locally to sponsor one club, one cleanup, and you'll see a flyer on that. And it's for like $250 is one sponsorship. And what that sponsor gets is first $100 will go to a nonprofit group. Like this year, we had the Siletz Valley Kids, we had Taft Elementary School, we had the Newport cheerleaders. We have different nonprofits go out and help clean up the beach, and we gave them $100 for their efforts. They have to get at least 10 volunteers minimum, and maximum of 30 volunteers. The other $150 goes to actually labor. We have to hire a couple people to go out there and supervise. They're the ones that get them set up. They look after the equipment. They show them where the microplastic is out on the beach. They help them get started. They take care of the equipment when it comes back. They take photos, and anyway, they spend about 3 hours. And so that's another $150. And we do this all through Barrett Business Systems. They're the ones that actually hire them. We have to pay them $25 an hour, and the labor, I think they get about $19 an hour. The other market is our tourists. What we're trying to do is get voluntourism. In other words, the people that come to town. I was told that Newport has a population of 10,000. Summer it turns into about 30,000. And so what we would like to do is get the word out to them. And what we've done in the past, we put flyers out and signs around town. We've had some placemats at Moe's, different places, but we haven't really done a very good job. Or we're not getting the attention of those tourists. And so now we have something that is that we're doing with the city, is that we have three water fill stations that are coming, and two of them will be at the basement, and one of them will be down at Night Beach. And so hopefully, if you want to refill your water bottle, you could go to one of these, and then you'll see signage right above it and a QR code, and the signage, here's the evils of single-use plastic bottles. And if you want to volunteer, come down to Night Beach, and they can do it the very next day. So we're hoping that helps. Anyway, so here's our problem. The problem is, to run this program, it takes about $13,000, and that doesn't include marketing. And so that's the problem. The solution is, what we need to do is raise a little money. And here's how we're going to do it. You're already assessed $50 just as a member for the year. We also we'll see what kind of response we get from our fellow clubs. But the other things that we're doing is, if we can get 20 sponsors, that'll give us another $5,000. I'm writing a grant to the Siletz tribe and asking them to sponsor, so that gives another $5,000. And we're asking the city for a couple thousand, we're asking the county for a couple thousand. Because if we're gonna create a model and you don't have the city and the county behind it, you really don't have that strong a model. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's kind of what we're up to there. And here's another thought. Is that if, for instance, I can't afford $250 to sponsor a day. Well, maybe what you can afford is to sponsor a kid. Because if you want a kid to go out and mow your lawn for a couple hours, you probably pay him $10 an hour or $15 an hour. Well, just do that same thing. Just pay somebody to go out there for 2 hours on your behalf. And you can just go to our website and hit the donate button and have it done. Okay, so here's the last part of my presentation is to do something. Help us get the word out. You can go to our website, you'll find the beach cleanup initiative, the 5-minute version of this, and just send it to folks. Just send it to people. If just the folks in this room were to send that out to the number of people on their whatever social media list, we'd probably have 1,000 people contact. The other thing you can do is just actually get your hands dirty, go out and do a beach cleanup. We're going to pick a day for Rotary Club and we'll let you all know. Hopefully it won't rain. And then the other thing is if there's someone out there that's looking for a committee to join, come join the eco-friendly committee. I really need somebody that knows something about social media and getting the word out that way. That is not my strong suit. When I was doing the Small Business Development Center at the college, we started a kayak shack, youth entrepreneurship class down in Walport, and they ran this kayak business. Well, we had kids at the Portland's morning TV talk show. They went back to Washington, D.C. because they had like a model entrepreneurship thing. And so I know that we can get more attention because I think that this is a noteworthy project. But I need some help because I can't do it by myself. And so social media news help. I will end this with the same thing that you've heard two other times is the quote from Robert Swan: the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save us. So we're asking everyone to just do something. I am done.
First of all, did you talk about the Solve? Don't they have this listed on their website too?
Yes, we've been making some inroads with Surfrider and Solve, and they do have it on their web.
Well, just from my cleanup experience, there are businesses that make a day of service, and so like HP comes over and does a cleanup. So this would be like, if you know of any businesses in the valley that they were looking for something like that, this would be a way to do that, and it's kind of team building too. So we could think of it in that way too, if that helps with spreading the word. And then just to piggyback onto your joining the environmental committee. So March 12th, we didn't have a program. So what we're going to do is talk about membership in general and how we can grow our membership, but then also all of the committees that are out there so that maybe you guys can make a decision if you're not on a committee right now or you want to add another one, what you might want to do and what's available. So March 12th, we're going to try to get everyone together to talk about what their committee does and interest in all of those committees. So
yeah, one other thing is that other clubs, I had some those from the Ben Club. They had some youth from a foreign country over there in the summer. They want an excuse to come to the coast, and so other clubs can also bring folks up. Now if there's no questions, oh.
Claire Little online was wondering if it's possible to use a district grant for the purposes.
I'm sure they could. I've been trying not to dip into the Rotary Club's budget, but I'd have to ask Mark, is that something? We normally use it for scholarships, right?
Scholarships and write-ups.
Scholarships and rivals
Yeah.
publishing.
Yeah, so I've been trying to avoid that.
Do you have a season set now when you're starting and when you're ending?
Yeah, we start on July 1st and we end on September 6th. And it's on one of those flyers. If you look at the one flyer, the other thing I forgot to mention is that not only will they get this video, but the host is going to get a cheat sheet on how to introduce it. And then the did you know flyer that Freddie helped me put together will also be on the tables for all of those folks. So there's more to it than just the video. The flyer I'd like for you guys to look at is the one that are you looking for a program? I've got something on the front and I've got something on the back. And we can't use them both. So I would just ask you, which one do you think you like best? We'll do it by a show of hands.
Guy, can I lower that number? You need 20, right? Sponsors, could I lower it to 18?
You certainly can. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that means you're big.
So if you were looking at that flyer, which one do you guys like best? The one that, here, let me hold it. Like this one best, raise your hand.
I don't know,
Oh,
looking for a
program.
That's what I want.
Hey, guy.
yeah.
I love the idea first of getting to hear from all the committees, because as a new member, I'm sort down the lines, I don't really know what's really available, so that would be excellent. March.
I don't think that mine's working.
Yeah, that's not.
And then second, I think one of my 3 businesses could do a sponsor, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Down to 17 now.
You need
I done?
I don't know. Are you done?
Are we? Oh, we have.
Hold on. Is it on? Oh, there we go.
So I just one thing on the flyer. On the flyer, you may want to include what happens with it. So I understand clean, but then what?
I got that question also.
So that might, wait, as we put on the flyer, you may want to take that additional content, and I'd be happy to help format if that's, but I realize I'm adding more work, so.
Yeah, where does it say product go to?
Goes into a landfill, that's.
But I'm imagining if I'm trying to host, like, I see the image of the thing and then I'm like, but then where do I do all this stuff? Who collects it?
Well,
And where does that go? Do you carry it to a garbage yourself, or is that?
it goes into a garbage bag and then we weigh it. And then we report it and then basically it goes into.
But I think that end part of gathering it and weighing it actually will get you more buy-in. Because people will be like, oh, you actually get to see the result, the end result. Yeah.
Does it go into a plastic bag?
Yes, it does.
That part does.
You have to get rid of the plastics, but
It will
plastic bag. It will help contain it, speaking from waste, is so that it doesn't, when it gets dumped, it doesn't end up going back into the environment. So unfortunately, yeah.
Most of us grew up when we did in the 70s or before. You think of the dump as being a place where stuff just gets dumped. And then it can still leach out because it could back then. Dumps are not that way anymore. Where they get transferred to, they're in a membrane. Nothing leaches out. They get tested. The water around it gets tested. I won't say nothing because obviously serious seismic events can happen, stuff can happen, but it's as contained as it can be. It's contained better than it would be if it was in a concrete bunker, because a concrete bunker can break. These membranes are very tough. But it is putting it where it belongs. I mean, if you accept the fact that we're not getting rid of plastics anytime soon.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you've been here before.
Yeah.
I didn't have to tell him to stay. And you know what it's for too, so I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
We hate polio, remember, Guy?
Say what?
We hate polio.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, Guy. Again, I really enjoy it. I like picking up macroplastics too. I like doing the beach cleanups and the fishing gear, but I really like doing the microplastics because I've gutted a lot of fish. You know, I haven't done a lot of birds, but I know it's in the birds too. And I know it's in us. It does give me a separate kind of satisfaction to pick those things up because I know they're bite-sized already. So the big stuff's gonna become bite-sized. There's nothing wrong with picking that stuff up, but if you kind of don't hit it from every direction, we're just leaving it for someone else. So I really am proud that's our signature program really that we do and that we send out into the world, because I think everybody can see what it's for and the effects that it has.
I think Guy can win the Nobel Peace Prize.
I give it to Trump.
I don't mind that thinking if it gets you the funding you need.
I just want everyone to know, if you want to hear the rest of that poem, I'm available.
Okay. One of the things I wanted to bring up, it wasn't really a question about the water bottle stations, but it was just something I was thinking because I'd seen a story that they put in the bathrooms at the skate park. And that might be the next idea, since they already have water facilities now there and families at the park and kids skating. And it's fairly close to still the beach there, Nine Beach area. So it's a great possibility since it will have water services, which is the big hindrance.
Whoever designed those, thank you, you remember the furry animals.
I don't know if we designed them, but
Whoever.
We picked out those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and Mike at the city was also like, hey, if we just spend just a little bit more, we can do a dog fish too.
yeah, and everybody appreciates that.
Yeah.
Even though we don't get real hot, but the dogs eating sand on the tennis ball and all, they like to get a little water. Okay, so that, and so I wanted to do any other announcements. I don't know how we're at, if we filled in all the way on seafood and wine.
4 spots.
4 spots left. If you're thinking about it and been holding out. Yep, now's your chance.
And it's going to rain and rain and rain, just to let everyone know.
So we do have a vocational committee, which we'll talk about more on the 12th. But I'm kind of having a hard time getting a speaker for our vocation luncheons. We do once a month on the 3rd Tuesday, so if anybody is interested in telling about your vocation, or even more so, someone like Guy, make up a vacation. Fill the time with a vocation. I'd love to hear that too, because you do have quite a sense of humor. And the other thing I want to do, I know I'm a little premature on this, but Happy Bucks. I was lucky enough to go down to Eugene and lucky enough to find an ophthalmologist that did not have Parkinson's, so I'm not seeing double vision. But I did get a new lens cataract on Monday, so I'll give $100 to the Lincoln County Foundation. Happy about fixing my vision.
We are too, thank you.
Very gentle.
Just yell.
I just wanted to mention that regarding the vocational committee, when Guy and Rick Day and I went to the Rotary Leadership Institute a couple weeks ago in Corvallis, we learned about all the different membership types and clubs and groups and all sorts of things. And we learned that there are clubs out there that when a new member joins, their program that they present, like in our club, we do a member spotlight. So we talk about our life and we can pretty much pick what we want to do. But there are clubs out there that present solely on their vocation and what their job is, their profession, their history, their schooling, like their whole, really their vocational journey. And so Keith is the vocational chair. It's a huge part of the Rotary Club as a whole. So just to consider that.
Yeah, and it's a great way for new members to get to know some of the people that have been there for a while too, know what they do or did or whatever. So, just another reminder for the exchange student weekend for youth is March 13th through 15th. So again, if you can be available for dinner on the 15th or yeah, you might, if you have just some time then where you can commit to be transport or something like that. Even if somebody else, is hosting a family, like we were gonna be hosting kids, but then that's when Coco's gotta be over in Eugene now. And so we weren't sure, but we'll still be able to get back and if somebody needs help with transportation and things like that. So if there's anything you can do, just let Amy know and at least then we have a list of like backups or people who might be available as well. Let's see, reminder for the Mombetsu Sister City visit is going to be May 14th. Again, the plan is still to do that here when they're here. I'm going to talk to the Historical Society and see if we can use the auditorium for our meeting, because there'll be however many people we'll have here. There'll probably be a few extra people here from Newport City, as well as the Mombet's group, which is expected to be around 20. And then we'd have like a stand-up reception in here. But so try to be here on May 14th. That'll be a lot of fun. It's neat getting to hear from all of them. The district conference, I wanted to make sure everybody knew the district conference is in Eugene, May, or Springfield, I believe. May, is it Eugene?
Valley River.
Oh, it's at Valley River, okay. May 15th to 17th. So if you can be there for that, I'll be, before tomorrow, I'll be sending them some information on our microplastic beach cleanup that they'll have put up on a poster board that they're gonna do. But also it's just a great place to, Amy gets to go to the district conference, I mean, not the district, our regional conference. But the district conference is great for if you don't have all the time and to go up to Seattle. To have it here a little more local to see all the stuff that they do. Other announcements, stuff coming up. I did get, I'll send it out and I'll put it in our next newsletter, but this is a reminder the marathon's coming up. So I usually give out that reminder to remind people to stay off the road. But I'll also be sending out the opportunity for sponsorships for that. Or if there's other ways and I'll keep you informed on if you're available that morning to do traffic control or anything like that. They'll be seeking volunteers if they haven't got them filled. I guess I don't know, but probably not yet.
Ask Noel's husband.
Yeah, I know. But I'll get contacts, and if you're interested in finding out about that, I can put you in touch with Mike. And because he some of them, depending on your available time slot, if you're at the mile 1 or mile 2, you're done pretty quick. They've got like 3 different groups. So you have to, the first group goes, second group goes, walkers, but once the final group goes, if you're at the beginning, you can be done pretty early if you don't have a big time commitment. Or you could be down here on the bayfront and be here all day, at least until 2 or 3, when some of the runners are getting through, but and depending on if you feel comfortable with a real busy intersection or not, Mike can coordinate all that. He'll ask you those questions and get you where you need to be. Yeah.
Can you register for the conference, pay online or?
Yes. It hasn't been out yet?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
This month.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go live.
Dan?
Very quickly, I want to talk to the students of the month that are here today. Next Tuesday at 10 a.m. in Mrs. Dye's class, you have to have your applications in for the Rotary four-way speech contest. I hope 3 of you, or at least 2 of you, decide that you will participate in the Rotary four-way speech contest. If you don't know about it, talk to me after the meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, so that informational meeting is on the 17th. So if you guys want to do that. And again, it's cash prizes, not a scholarship. It's just cash. You get to have, if you advance here, districts, it's more money, and then regionals even more than that. So I also wanted to just say thank you to Julia, Rick, and Guy. Guy and Julia were talking a little bit about being at the Rotary Leadership Institute back at the beginning of the month. But there were 30 people at the Corvallis, and so we made up our district, our club made up 10% of the people who went and graduated. Guy graduated, so passed the final test. So that's just great. It's really great. I don't know when we've had, I don't think we had people go the year before. So really, thank you. It's part of what makes our club, our continuity, our strength of our club is the fact that we have so many leaders. Every committee leader, everybody does so much. I also wanted to let you know that that's in our newsletter. So if you saw that our club we're asking to be, or we're volunteering to provide host services. We still haven't heard if we're going to, but we volunteered to provide host services for the Friendship Exchange group from Brazil. They'll be in this area, in the Northwest, between August 23rd and September 6th. We wouldn't know yet when they would be out here on the coast. They did want one coastal stop. So if other clubs on the coast put in for it, they'll decide who to pick, but we have committed to at least volunteering to being considered for that. So if you're interested in helping with that, either hosting, transporting, or providing tour guide services to any of our points of interest here, just let anyone on the board know, and we'll get you hooked up with Helena Hutton, who's kind of been our contact for that. Helena and Keith.
And maybe we should explain what the Friendship Exchange is, that it's at the Rotarians.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, it's Rotarians from another district usually. It's not from one club, but so Brazil, that's where they're from. I don't know how closely they are all interconnected, but they come, and there's, I don't know if there's like 4 that are coming to the Northwest in the next year, in the next 9 months or whatever. A couple from the United States are coming to our area, and a couple international. So we thought this time period, the end of summer before school starts, was the best chance that we'd have some club availability. Because it's tough during the school year for a lot of our members, and it's tough in the middle of the summer. But we were hoping at the end of summer, most people would be back from whatever trips they were taking. That's what we need to have. Instead of just a vocational lunch, we do need to have a vacation lunch too. So that's who are coming. They'll be Rotarians. They're usually in groups of about 2 adults. And then they get divided up to host families if we can. We'd like to do host families. That's our preference. But the board, we committed to letting Helena know to contact them that if we could not get host families, that we were committed to putting up Airbnb or trying to get hotel sponsorship or whatever, which we probably won't be able to get in the summertime. But we'd like to have host families, but we are going to try to be a host club. We think that everybody here would enjoy it once it was happening, even if it's tough to commit. I will send out a notice to the committees and all about, because we kind of just decided this about the March 12th, about having a membership and committee fair, basically. Where we'll talk about that and have ways to bring up how we could better communicate or how you can better have a chance to serve and participate. But on the other side of that too, if you have, we're still seeking with the Rotary Leadership Institute, no, I'm hopeful, we are still seeking a president nominee. So if you're interested in, this would be for the 2027-2028 year. Usually we have that person would be coming in by about March or so, they'd be scheduling speakers for next year. But Amy and I are going to start doing that anyways, and making sure that we have people lined up. But if you have things that you would like to hear about, or if you have suggestions, let Amy and I know. We can look back years, 3-4 years, and see all the speakers we've had, and we can look to recycle some and get updates on things. But if there's new things you want to hear about, please let us know, and we'll reach out to those individuals or programs and see if they would like to present with us. That I do want to open it up to happy, or if are there any other announcements or anything anybody wants to bring up? Okay, I want to bring up Happy Bucks member anniversaries, because I didn't have the newsletter out last week, but I did, and Diane and Keith already paid their anniversary money, I think. Congratulations again. But we did have some others on the list for birthdays and member anniversaries. So if you remember your member anniversaries, I don't know if Guy did his member anniversary or not.
No.
But check out the member anniversaries. If you can see the small lettering on the newsletter, the parentheses is the number of years. So our member anniversaries at the beginning of February were really, really impressive. With 39 years for Howard Adams, 30 years for Guy, 35 for Sydney. So all really big numbers this year. And later in the month, there's other big ones, in the double digits with Megan and Freddie. But so if anybody's got any happy bucks that they would like to announce. Oh, great.
Megan Shane would like to give 11 happy bucks because her only granddaughter, Erilyn, is 11 years old today.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Any other happy bucks? Anybody happy about the Super Bowl?
I gave $60.
Oh, yeah, you did already.
Yes, we are.
Brian, I'll give $50 to Guy Faust, Paul Harris. He did. Despite the fact I'm in the video, that's still.
And you know what? I'm going to give 50 to our local foundation, because I don't know if anybody noticed, but in honor of Rob, but this is part of how you reduce microplastics. Is he's wearing the exact same vest he was wearing in the video.
I noticed that.
Oh, hey. As the person who drives a 31-year-old car, I mean, that is one of the things you can do, is keep things running.
No speedometer.
Oh, no speedometer, no. I won't say all the different no's on it. Any others? Okay, we are at time, so why don't we get membership incentive if we got it?
Yes, membership incentive. Last week, we thought that Mark Miranda would not have won, because if you're not here, you don't win. But he did inform me that he watched the video on YouTube, which you get a makeup for, and so he did that.
He successfully appealed.
Yes. Hold on, Mark. And today's membership incentive is $5, and Stephanie Curtis wins.
Social media 50/50.
Yeah, 50/50, social media winner is Dana Orr. And this handout's $75. So this week's winner will win $75. Quickly, it's 105. The clock, yeah, it's $75. Oh.
I'll take it.
So any last
Don't eat it.
minute announcements?
this sponsorship.
Okay, our next regular lunch meeting is February 12th here at noon. Our greeter and setup team is.
That's today.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it is today. So yeah, that'll be tough. So February 19th, here at noon, where our greeter and setup team are scheduled to be Dustin and Doretta. And I saw Doretta online, so I will reach out and make sure she can be here if possible. The presenter will be Helen Beeman with a presentation on older adult behavioral health program initiative. So with that, I'll ask Amy to take us out with the four-way test.
Absolutely. First, is it the truth? First, is it the truth? Second, is it different to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth,
Be beneficial to all concerned.
fifth,
Is it fun?
Thank you, everybody. If you can stick around and clean up a bit, appreciate it.